right, if you will, turn to notes 5-9. This is our last section of notes. These are going to be our word problems for inequalities. These take just a little bit more effort. So you're going to have to read carefully and make sure that you're understanding what it's saying. I'm going to do the odds today, which means y'all need to do the evens. So starting with number 1, suppose you buy flour and cornmeal in bulk to make flour tortillas and corn tortillas. Flour costs $1.50 per pound and cornmeal costs $2.50 per pound. You want to spend less than $25 on flour and cornmeal, but you need at least 6 pounds altogether. Okay, so we were talking about two different things. We're talking about our flour and our cornmeal. So I'm going to call flour X and cornmeal Y. As soon as I know that that is X and Y, I'm going to come over here to my graph and I'm going to label my X-axis flour and my Y-axis cornmeal. Okay, now I'm going to read through here and find out what I can. I know that X cost $1.50 and that Y costs $2.50, and I want to spend less than 25. Okay, so I'm going to keep money with money with money. So I'm going to take 1.5X plus 2.5Y, and I want to spend less than that $25. Okay. So less than or equal to, because it's okay if we spend exactly the 25, that's our budget, but we don't want to go over the 25. And then I know that I need at least 6 pounds of each. Well, I don't know how much I'm buying of one, so I just do X plus Y. And if I want at least 6 pounds, I'm okay with having more than 6 pounds, so greater than or equal to 6. Okay, now in order to graph these, I have to get them in Y equals. They're not in Y equals right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this equation, 1.5x plus 2.5y less than or equal to 25. I'm going to subtract the x, move the x by changing its sign. That gives me 2.5y is less than or equal to negative 1.5x plus 25. And then I'm going to divide by the 2.5. When I divide by a positive 2.5, my inequality does not change, but don't give me decimals. I want y'all to do negative 1.5 and divide it by 2.5 and change this back into a fraction for me, which is negative 3/5 x. Okay, and then I'm going to do 25 and divide it by 2.5, which gives me 10. Okay, so this is this equation. For the other equation, I just need to subtract x. When I do, that gives me y is greater than or equal to negative 1x plus 6. And that, I went right through it, is this equation. Okay, now I'm ready to graph these. Remember, you always start with the y-intercept. Since they don't have a scale on the side, you get to pick the scale. So always start by looking at the y-intercept. Since the highest y-intercept is 10, we're just going to count by ones. So for this graph, I'm going to start at 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and put a point. And then I'm going to go down 3, right 5. Down 3, right 5. Down 3, right 5. I draw in that solid line. This line will not go forever. This line's going to stop once it reaches 0. So I'm going to stop it right there. And this says to shade below. So I'm going to shade this side. A less than is below. Okay, now for the other equation, I'm going to start at 6. And it says to go down 1, right 1. I'm going to draw that solid line in until I get to the 0 mark. The reason these stop is these are real world problems. You can't have a negative amount of something. Okay, this one says to shade above, which would be this side. So it overlaps in this region. Now, they say to pick two possible solutions. Solutions fall in the overlap. So I'm going to say I'm going to pick this point and I'm going to pick this point. Okay, this point is at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I picked 4, 6, and then I picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. And then I picked 8, 3. Okay, I can't just write the order pairs that I picked because I'm talking about materials here. So I could have 4 pounds flour and I picked 6 pounds cornmeal. So these need labels. The other one I picked was 8 pounds flour and 3 pounds cornmeal. And all you have to do is put your labels on it and then you have that correct. So that means I could buy 4 pounds of flour and 6 pounds of cornmeal and be fine. Or I could buy 8 pounds of flour and 3 pounds of cornmeal and I won't go over my budget. Okay, moving to number 3. We Sell CD's website plans to purchase ads in a local newspaper to advertise their site. Their operating budget will allow them to spend at most $3,000 on advertising ventures. An ad will cost $30 to appear weekdays and $50 to appear weekends. They plan to run at least 20 ads. So we're talking about weekdays and weekends. So I'm going to go ahead and label this. I have weekdays, weekends. Okay, money has to stay with money. So we have at most $3,000. That's my most I can spend. I'm not okay with going over $3,000, so I need less than or equal to. A weekend ad is 30, so that would be X, and a weekday ad is 30, and a weekend is 50. So I'm going to do 30X plus 50Y to get to that total of 3,000. And then I want to run at least 20 ads. I don't know how much of each, so we just do a generic X plus Y. And if I want at least 20 ads, I'm okay with more, so that would be greater than or equal to. Okay, now I need to just solve these for Y equals, so I'm going to start with my first equation. I'm going to minus that X. That gives me 50Y less than or equal to negative 30X plus 3,000. And then I divide by 50. I'm going to write it over here. That gives me Y. My inequality does not change. And negative 30 over 50, if you use your calculator, will simplify down to negative 3/5 X. And then 3,000 divided by 50 is a positive 60. Okay, this equation is that one. For the other one, we just need to minus X. And that will leave me with Y is greater than or equal to negative 1X plus 20. That's this equation. Okay, I'm going to look at my y-intercepts. My biggest one is 60. Well, I know I don't have 60 boxes here, so this time I'm going to count by tens. Okay, so I'm going to start at 60, so that means at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because if you did 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then we're going to be going down 3, right, 5. Down 3, right, 5. That was 4. 5. Okay, I'm going to draw in that solid line. And I want to shade this one below because it's a less than. And then for my other line, I start at 20. So 2, 10, 20. And I'm going down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. And it stops right there because that said 0. This tells me to shade above, so I want this section. So my overlap falls in here. So now I can pick any 2 points that I want to pick. I'm going to pick this point and this point. Okay, this one is at 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. And this one is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. Okay, so my 2, 3, this would be 2 weekday and 3 weekends. I could get 2 weekday and 3 weekend ads and stay in my budget. Or I could get, oh, not 2. I could get 20. We're counting by tens. I'm so sorry. 20 weekdays and 30 weekends. I am so sorry. And then this one would be 50 weekdays and 10 weekend ads. Both those fall in the budget. All right, we're going to flip to the back, and I'm going to do one more, then you just got to try 3 on your own. Okay, we're going to start with number 5. And the reason I picked 5 is I'm going to let you round it off just a little bit so we don't have to work with as ugly of numbers. A clothing store was having a going out of business sale. They are selling pants for $8.99, which we would call $9, and shirts for $3.99, which we're going to call $4. You can spend as much as $60, so as much as, and you would like to buy at least 2 pairs of pants. All right, so we are talking about pants and shirts. So first thing I'm going to do is label that graph. This is pants and shirts. Okay, here we go. Money must stay with money. So pants cost $9, so 9x plus. Shirts cost $4, 4y. And I want to spend as much as 60. So if that's as much as I want to spend less than or equal to 60. I'm okay with spending 60, but not over 60. And then it just says, I just want to buy 2 pairs of pants. It doesn't say anything about shirts. So pants is X. And if all we want is 2, if I want at least 2, I'm okay with buying more than 2. So greater than or equal to 2. Okay, now this one's graph ready. I've got to get that one graph ready. So 9x plus 4y less than or equal to 60. We're going to subtract the 9x. That gives me 4y is less than or equal to negative 9x plus 60. I'm going to divide by that 4, and that gives me y is less than or equal to negative 9/4 x plus 15. Okay, this is the equation we must use for here, and then this equation's ready to go. Okay, 15, that's kind of a big number, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, okay, 15 is all the way at the top, so this will work. So I'm going to put 15. And then I'm going to go down 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, and write 4. Okay, I cannot repeat that because I don't have another 9 to go down. So I'm just going to draw my line as straight as I can for right now. And as you can see, I stopped right here at this line because that's 0. I can't buy negative amounts of clothes. And then my for this one, it says to shade below. So I'm going to shade below that line because less than is below. For the other equation, it's just x. So we're going to go to the x-axis at 2. And we're going to draw a vertical line. X is always a vertical line. And it says to shade greater than or equal to 2. So greater than or equal to 2 would be numbers bigger than 2. So numbers bigger than 2 fall on the right side. So here's my overlap. So now I'm going to pick any 2 answers. I'm going to pick this one and this one. Okay, this first one's at 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so what they're telling me is I could buy 3 pants and 4 shirts. If I don't want to buy that, I could buy 4 pants and 2 shirts, and I could stay in budget. Okay, if you have any questions on finishing these, make sure you're asking. Big hint, all your slopes should be going down in a negative way, so think about that and then finish up those 3 problems.